is about 3,248 crores. With regard to the details, matrimonial cases including maintenance matters and domestic violence cases, 2,321 cases have been disposed of. About 6 crores is the financial outlay. We are very pleased to inform you that 3,351 partition suits have been pending partition suits. 3,351 matters have been settled all over Karnataka. So the amount comes to 30 crores, but it's not about the amount as such, because when partition suits are settled, families can also, they have an opportunity to heal. MVC cases, we have 4,496 disposals, about 290 crores. Then negotiable instruments acts cases, 14,372 have been settled. The amount is about 1,029 crores. Then in land acquisition cases, 409 acquisition cases have been settled for about 120 crores. But that is an ongoing process because we've had a special Lok Adalat for LAC cases. We are planning to conduct another Lok Adalat only for LAC cases because the government have informed us that they are settling, they're giving us the money for the settlement will be made available. Without that being made available, any number of settlements and adalats will not help. So they've assured us that that is being done. As soon as that is done, we'll have a special Lok Adalat for LAC cases. Then motor vehicles claims execution cases, 872 cases have been settled. The amount is 83 crores. Then we have 4,404 other acquisition cases amounting to 379 crores and odd, which have been settled. 14 RERA cases, 30 DRT cases, and 82 consumer cases have also been disposed of, settled in this Adalat. The numbers may be few, but again, we had a special Adalat for DRT cases, and which is why the numbers are not very significant. Then with regard to the old cases, we have 2,235 5-year-old plus cases which have been disposed of in this Adalat. 333 10 years and above cases, and 58 15 years and above cases have been disposed of. A total of 2,626 5-year and above cases, that is including 10 and 15. Then with regard to senior citizens cases, 3,330 of the cases that we have settled involved senior citizens. A 93-year-old senior citizen's 18-year-old partition suit, that is OS number 145 of 2008, has been settled on the principal civil judge and JMFC Channapatna. That was settled in the Lok Adalat. Then a 16-year-old partition case was settled in Kanakapura. In Belgavi district, the highest compensation is 17 crore 99 lakhs was awarded in an LAC execution case, that is execution case number 1399 of 25. A total of 328 couples were reunited and in the Lok Adalat held on 14/3. So the further request is that the media should help us in familiarizing the Lok Adalat movement to the general public so that they can come forward and many more cases can be settled in this manner. So for the cooperation extended for this Lok Adalat, I place on record my sincere appreciation and heartfelt thanks to to Justice Vibhu Bakru, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka, all brother and sister judges, many of whom had given up a weekend to sit in these Lok Adalats, the benches, and to visit their administrative districts so that more cases could be settled. Then the Registrar General, the Member Secretary of course, Chairpersons, Member Secretaries of all DLSAs, all staff of the KSLSA, as well as all registrars and staff of the High Court. Then the Chief Secretary, Government of Karnataka, and Principal Secretaries of all government departments, Shri Shashikiran Shetty, Advocate General, K. Arvind Kamath, Additional Solicitor General, Shri Shanti Bhushan, Deputy Solicitor General, President and Office Bearers of the State Bar Council, President and Office Bearers of the Bengaluru Advocates Association, President and Office Bearers of all District and Taluka Advocates Associations, Managing Directors of the Karnataka Niravari Nigam, Krishna Bhagya Jala Nigam, Kaveri Niravari Nigam, and Special Land Acquisition Officers, Insurance Company Officers, Bank Officers, and the media for having extended full cooperation for the conduct of this Adalat. We hope that in future as well, the Adalats that we conduct will get your full cooperation, and the litigant public will be made aware that there is this chance of settling disputes so that nothing remains, there is no appeal, no further dispute arising out of that. We are very thankful for all the cooperation. Thank you very much.
Share the write-up.
Yes, the write-up in both English and Kannada will be shared with all the next Adalat. There are 4 Adalats being conducted in a year, and normally the Adalat has to be conducted 3 months hence. But then because of various reasons, we'll probably be holding it in July, because if you're conducting Adalats every 3 months, then there is probably the numbers we get is not quite as high. So let us see. We'll conduct, definitely these 4 Adalats we'll conduct in a year, and sometimes there'll be special Adalats as well. So we are definitely planning to conduct a special Adalat for land acquisition cases, because once the circulars come through, then we think that at least about 10,000 cases we can settle in the circular we are talking about is there are specific amounts prescribed for certain acquisitions where there are several numbers of acquisitions. So the price is prescribed by circular, and if that is made applicable, it can be made applicable across the board, so that in such acquisitions, on the basis of the circular, all those cases can be settled. We are looking forward to that circular coming from the government. With regard to the first and second stage of acquisition in Bagalkote district, that has already come through. But for the third stage, that circular has not been issued. If the third stage circular is issued, Upper Krishna. Yes. So if the third stage is also a circular is issued, that means that all the cases pending in the third stage acquisitions can be settled on the basis, if of course the claimants agree to that. Claimants are generally in agreement. They want the money. The government is also in agreement in as much as they don't lose out on the interest. But the problem is that the amount has to be made available. So once that is made available, we can dispose of several cases which are pending. No other specific issues. If there are no other specific issues pending, then those matters can be disposed of. So we are hoping to hold an Adalat sometime soon for these land acquisition matters. We are hoping that something comes through. With regard to the others, let us see when at the earliest, because holding a Lok Adalat is on this larger level is not something which we can do simply, because everybody has to be on the same page together. As early as possible, definitely the next Adalat will be held. 4 Adalats through the year, definitely it will be held.
In the criminal cases, only bailable cases will be disposed of here, or non-bailable?
Only compoundable.
No, only compoundable cases can be disposed of in the Adalat as such. But then there are Negotiable Instruments Act cases. There must be an element of settlement, which is why we don't normally dispose of service cases. Cannot be disposed of in this manner.
In case immediately has been issued, in those cases, what do you accept that Lok Adalat will take care of that?
We cannot condone such. I mean,
in negotiable instruments have also.
To both the parties comes, there is no problem.
Even immediately issued, both the parties.
It can be
you mean in negotiable instrument
Yeah.
cases? Negotiable instrument
be
cases, it can be
The
recalled.
parties submit it.
That is not a difficulty.
But
But other cases we
parties are
can,
not-
no, there is no other party.
No non-compoundable cases.
Non-compoundable.
We cannot do that.
You know that in Krishna Bhagya Jala Nigama acquisition of various stages, there are large number of acquisitions.
Yes.
Large numbers are
Bagalkote
pending.
and Vijaypur.
And what
Maximum
happened?
number of cases are pending.
The circular is pertaining to.
The government has to issue the circular.
Amount that has to be disbursed.
Yes, per acre, for there is one canal, then submerged area, structure, these are all the kinds which the government has to take note of.
So there are already circulars issued. If
Third stage.
of third stage, there has to be a circular now.
Third stage
third
circular
is
is
big.
there.
Okay,
It has to be applied
sorry.
one-
So third stage circular is issued. 1 and 2, the earlier acquisitions also, it has to be issued. Once it is issued, it can be settled. As a matter of fact, the adalats or the courts don't do any policy decisions. It's not for us.
The government
We
has
don't. It is the government has to. The parties have to come forward with how the settlement is to be done. We will only facilitate it. We'll make them aware of the benefits of the settlement. As far as state is concerned, you don't have to go anywhere further because they're losing interest. 9%, 15%, where do you get 15% interest?
If it is in the court as alleged matter,
It will stay there for
claimant
ages.
will get the interest.
That is so.
Government is on the losing side.
Yes.
Correct. So if the claimant wants the amount at the earliest, claimants don't want the interest and then the amount to be given after 20 years. They've lost their land. They want the compensation at the earliest. Government also is on the winning side because if you give the compensation as agreed between the parties, interest stops and there is no appeal. So therefore it is a win-win situation. In all these matters where settlements are affected, especially in partition suits, it's completely a win-win situation. So we can only say that you as the media can make this information available to the general public so that they can come forth and settle
This
matter.
is an important issue. I think many people they do not know many things about circular determination of compensation amount.
Even otherwise, even if if there is no circular, if there are other cases where it has been decided on several, the lawyers cooperate with us when the settlements. Lawyers know the judgments, and therefore it can be settled. Even without circulars, it can be settled. There will be other notifications in the same time. Contemporaneous notifications will be there. Contemporaneous fixations which have gone up to the Supreme Court and have been affirmed. That the same can be taken into account if the notifications are of the same time. All this can be done. It's just that we need the amounts to be made available by the government. Unless that is made available, we cannot settle cases and then tell them to wait for another. Because when you settle, the interest stops. You can't settle and then ask them to wait.
Last question on LAC. Has there been already a special drive
Yes.
for LAC?
There has. It was
That is including.
No, it is not included
no.
here.
This is not included
Just
here.
here there was one.
Yes,
Ah,
there was a
okay.
special Lok Adalat. I think it was in 2 months of February,
January end.
January end.
January end, 28th of January.
Soon after the government clears the circular issue.
We'll probably have one more. Yes,
And
if it is cleared and the money is made available, we'll definitely have another one. Because unless the amount is made available, we can't ask the parties to come for a settlement. For parties to come for settlement, the amount must be ready.
It's only a late matter. In some acquisition matters, it goes before the arbitration and then comes back. That
NHAI.
matter- Correct. In
National
NHAI
Highways.
matters and
NHA has also come forth
after
in
the stage of
yes,
arbitration.
yes, it can be.
So even at
There's
the arbitration.
no difficulty.
At any
Even
stage.
even in arbitration stage, in the appeal stage after the arbitration,
stage
section
they can.
34 stage, the appeal before the High Court, at all stages it can be settled. No difficulty. It's just that the amounts must be ready.
Senior citizen cases, this number is only in either of the parties is the senior citizen.
Yes,
That's
yes.
all.
That
That's all.
senior-
Not the
Special Lok Adalat we have conducted
Yes.
in February.
in senior citizens cases we had
Which are
conducted
pending
a
before
special
Assistant
Lok Adalat
Commissioner Court and District. Yes, yes.
under
yes,
the
yes.
Act. But these are only cases where
All cases where I.
where
Yes,
senior
yes.
citizens have a stake one way or the other. Yes. Thank you very much for the cooperation. Looking forward to further cooperation in future also. Thank you.